Hi there, I'm Chad Herring, pastor of the Kirk of Kansas City. It's March, and at the time of this recording, we're in the middle of Holy Week. It's been a busy month for all of us, right? Wrapping up a great service team project benefiting the VA Women's Clinic, zooming in for worship, gathering at the Peace Park for our Lenten devotional, Bible studies, deacon, social events, and more. Behind the scenes, we're working on some key projects at the church building, including replacing the chiller system that provides air conditioning, and working on some technology upgrades that will enable online streaming from the sanctuary. All of it reminds me of the importance of those opportunities we have to be together. I miss you all so much and look forward to seeing you again in person sometime soon. Indeed, thanks to effective health measures and the introduction of new vaccines, everything has started to look just a little bit brighter. Since the pandemic began a year ago, we have been committed to the physical and spiritual health of our members and our neighbors as we evaluate the spread of COVID in the community and plan for our common future. Because of this improving outlook, back in February, the session approved the reopening of our building for small groups of Kirk people, such as for Bible studies, committee meetings, youth group activities, all beginning on the 5th of April. If you want to learn more about that plan, check out our previous update, available on our website or on Facebook. Meanwhile, we've been heartened that vaccinations continue and that more and more of our members are now eligible to receive them. There is still a supply shortage, and we are aware that it may be several more weeks before everyone who wants one will be able to receive one or both doses. This recent decline in cases has leveled out a bit, and we continue to evaluate the recommendations of the CDC and local health officials, who all recommend caution and the continuation of masking and social distancing protocols at this time. While we remain cautious, we are optimistic that soon we might be able to reopen the sanctuary for community worship. Because of this, during worship on the 21st of March, I shared a new COVID-19 update with the community, including next steps toward gathering together again for in-person worship. In case you missed that update, I'd like to share it with you again here, so that you will have the most current information about where we are with our COVID-19 plans. In the meantime, as we work on the transitions necessary to get back to some indoor activities, thank you for your ongoing faithfulness, energy, imagination, hope, and love for one another. Thank you for your support as we continue to pursue our purpose statement as faithfully as possible during this time. And now, here is the 21st of March update. Since our last update in February, church leadership, the session, the COVID-19 Adaptation Task Force, and me, your pastor, we continue to monitor and evaluate COVID-19 in the community. We've been pleased that the number of cases continues to decline from those highs that we experienced in January, and that community spread is trending in a positive direction. We're also pleased that many Kirk members have received one or both doses of the COVID vaccine, even as there are many others who are waiting for their turn and may have to wait several more weeks before they can get in line. We're all in this together, and we continue to place the health and the well-being of our community and of our neighbors at the forefront of our decision-making, guided by the recommendation of our public health officials and our denomination. In February, we announced that, due to the positive trends that we're experiencing, we're moving to phase 2 of our pandemic action plan, where some small groups from the congregation, with fewer than 15 people, will be able to meet inside the building beginning the 5th of April, April 5th. Masks, physical distancing, and reservations will be required. The CDC has begun to issue new guidance for those who are fully vaccinated. And as more people in our church become vaccinated, and if rates of COVID in the community continues a declining trajectory, we hope that the CDC will begin to allow larger groups to gather as well. Therefore, the session has set a tentative goal of May the 16th for us to return to in-person worship in the sanctuary. Again, that is a goal because rates need to continue to stay low in the Kansas City area, and the CDC will need to relax further their guidelines. But it gives us a tangible date to work toward, and we're hopeful to resume in-person worship on that date, but stay tuned for more information as the date approaches. Please note that in-person worship will be a little bit different at first, probably until we reach herd immunity somewhere toward the end of the pandemic. Particularly, we're going to be adapting what we do, guided by safety recommendations, including physical distancing, pod seating, mask requirements, a maximum number of people who can be in the sanctuary at any time, and no in-person singing just yet. Details will come, but we want everyone to be aware of these plans as we move forward. And just as important, we know that there are many, many people who worship with us online and who will prefer to do so. We're exploring technology that will enable our in-person services to be online with, we hope, a similar experience to this one. Online worshipers will not be a secondary consideration, but a primary one, alongside all of those who gather together in person. To help us understand a little bit more about your plans, if you're a Kirk member, please look for a phone call from our office inviting you to participate in a very brief 5-minute or less survey. This will be an important tool for our session and for our COVID-19 task force, so please help us with it if you get a call. Thank you for your participation in advance. We're going to continue to keep you posted. Do you have thoughts, ideas, questions? Send those to me. I'm at chad@kckirk.org. We are grateful for the work of our task force, Susan Combs, Judy Pinlan, and Don Clardy, as well as the work of our session in helping lead all of us through this challenging time. As we continue to look to the future, we are most certainly the church together. Thanks be to God.